Guys, please confirm me. All of you are getting my voice. Those are attending in online. Come on, guys, and please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Yes. Good evening. Good evening to all. Good evening, guys. And observe this one. Check it. What we completed in the last session, guys. Now, just I've given a few points about this introduction part. Just Java history. I'm discussing here. Now, in Java history and few points I completed yesterday's session. Now, today I want to talk about like which one here, remaining part of the content. See, observe this clearly. What we completed there in 1991, Sun Microsystems have a requirement. They want to prepare a new programming language as part of preparing softwares for electronic consumer devices like cable TV, switch boxes, and remote controllers. As part of that, they want to prepare a new programming language. For this particular requirement, they started 30 members team. They gathered 30 members team led by James Gosling and Patrick Norton. So for preparing new programming language, they started a project. The name of the project is which one? Green project. So before going to start their implementation, first of all, they want to have an idea on their new programming language features. Majorly, they want to implement 3 features on their new programming language. One is simple, another one is tight-coded programming language, another one is like which one? Architectural neutral. Guys, and I'm asking few questions to all of you. Try to answer for it. Now tell me, what simple programming language in Sun Microsystems point of view? In the point of Sun Microsystems, what exactly the meaning of simple programming language? Can you tell me what factors they have taken for to make that programming language a simple programming language? What we understood now? Tell me what are the factors they have taken? Less execution time. Next one is less memory and less power consumption. They might be taken. Then what is the meaning of this tight-coded programming language? Tight-coded programming language. Right, sir. Tight-coded programming language. What is the meaning of it? No. Come on, guys. Less code, more implementation. Less code, more implementation. Less number of instructions, providing more implementation part. Good. It means that indirectly more predefined library. If predefined library is more, automatically less number of instructions are coming. That's it. This is one thing. What is the meaning of this architectural neutral? What is the meaning of this architectural neutral? What is the meaning of this architectural neutral? Support for all hardware. Support for all the types of hardware. Yes. Support for all the types of hardware. Any type of hardware, it has to be executed. So this is the meaning of like which one? Architectural neutral. Good. So up to this points here we completed, guys. Now, still we are at 1991 only. Then Sun Microsystems is not yet started implementation part for this new programming language. Good. At 1991, there is a programming language which is very much famous in outside. That programming language, that famous programming language is which one? Pascal. Pascal was provided by like which one? Nicholas Wirth. He is the inventor of the Pascal programming language. So in 1991, Pascal is one of the famous programming language. So Nicholas Wirth is the inventor of this Pascal programming language. What he has done by the time, no? Who understood the requirement of Sun Microsystems? Nicholas Wirth understood the requirement of Sun Microsystems and who prepared solution for Sun Microsystems. Who prepared solution what Sun Microsystem is expected, that solution was prepared by Nicholas Wirth. Come on, guys, observe this clearly now. What Sun Microsystem is expecting the solution that was prepared by Nicholas Wirth in 1992 itself. Then immediately he went to Sun Microsystems. He shown his R&D work. He shown his solution to the Sun Microsystems. But unfortunately, what happened? Sun Microsystems has not accepted. Sun Microsystems has not accepted Nicholas Wirth implementation. Why Sun Microsystems has not accepted Nicholas Wirth implementation? Actually, all green project people, that means Sun Microsystems is looking for the solution in object orientation. Sun Microsystem is looking for the solution in object orientation, but Nicholas Wirth prepared the solution by using Pascal, where Pascal is procedure orientation. Pascal is in procedure orientation. That means indirectly what I am telling to you, Nicholas Wirth has provided solution in procedure orientation, but Sun Microsystem is expecting the solution, is looking for the solution in object orientation. So paradigm's point of view, some mismatch is available. Because of that mismatch, Sun Microsystems has not accepted that Nicholas Wirth solution. Good. Then immediately after that, in 1991 itself, that Green Project people have started their work. Sun Microsystems has started to prepare the new programming language. They took nearly 2 years of time. At the end of 1992, they prepared a new programming language. Sun Microsystems has prepared new programming language, and the end of 1992, a new programming language was prepared. Good. Language was complete. Language was prepared totally. But they want to give name for this new programming language. Sun Microsystems wants to give name for this new programming language. What exactly the name Sun Microsystems wants to give for this new programming language? If you observe for this name of this new programming language, people are having different thoughts about this new programming language name. What are the various thoughts are coming there? If you come for these thoughts now, just I'm able to give some answer to you. Try to understand it now. James Gosling, when he sat at his cabin, always he likes to see one type of tree through his cabin window. When he sat at his office cabin, he always James Gosling had this thought, and why don't we give this name to our new programming language? Then he shared his opinion to Sun Microsystems. But unfortunately, Sun Microsystems has rejected this name, woke name to the programming language. Sun Microsystems has rejected that. Why? Because Sun Microsystem has explained that already previously one programming language was existed with the same name Voca. So why we are going to give the same name to our new programming language? If we give same name to new programming language, then automatically people might be thought about it. It's an extension of the old programming language. Unfortunately, automatically we are going to lose our identity over our programming language. Our new programming language identity will be lost. So because of that reason, we should not give that same name to our new programming language. So Sun Microsystems has given this type of explanation to James Gosling. Finally, James Gosling written, then he thought to go for their cafeteria at Sun Microsystems. They used to take one brand labeled coffee at Sun Microsystems. And guys, one small notice now to all of you. Actually, might be just before 1.5 or 2 hours back, there is a heavy rain at Hyderabad. Due to that, might be my network is not stable at present. So my actual net I missed it today. Just I'm connecting through Wi-Fi, so it is a bit slow. Then if any problems we are getting there, just adjust for it today. Maybe tomorrow onwards it's going on as usual. But today maybe the problems can we are able to catch. Try to adjust for it. So in the all after maybe some voice may be loose, and again within 1 minute again it will reconnect. But try to understand the situation now. Network is not good today. The problem is going on there, right, sir? Yeah, that was the problem today, but then tomorrow onwards that problem will be rectified. Just only today is a network problem. Just think of it. Right, sir. Now understand it clearly. Now this is like which one, you know? Then whenever that all Sun people are trying to prepare, they're preparing this new programming language. They used to go for their cafeteria at Sun Microsystems. They used to take one brand labeled coffee. What was that coffee they used to take? No, the name of that coffee is which one? Java. That brand labeled coffee at Sun Microsystems is which one? Java. Java coffee they have taken. Good. Then immediately all people, all Sun Microsystems people, they are getting, and all Sun people have thought of it. Why don't we give this name to our new programming language? And Sun people have given that information to Sun Microsystems, and Sun Microsystems thought of it, and Sun Microsystems has accepted immediately the name of this programming language is like which one? Java. Because of that reason, now we are getting that programming language name is like which one? Java programming language. Guys, I'm giving clarity to all of you. In outside, people are giving different abbreviations for like which one? Their Java. Like different abbreviations are provided for Java, right? Then what I am telling to you, different abbreviations are given for Java. but don't trust these abbreviations there. Strictly speaking, no abbreviation is available for Java. Java is a coffee name which was used by Sun Microsystems cafeteria at the time of preparing Java programming language. Because of this reason only, Java is a name for our programming language. So no abbreviations are available for Java clearly. Understand it clearly. Right, sir. And one more thing, guys, you have to observe this clearly. After 2 weeks of time, I will take this session. This is 7:30 class at 6:15 to 7:30 p.m. Just recognize this one, Nihar Giri. I'm giving the clarity to you know. So after 2 weeks of time, the same class I'm going to conduct at what time there? And at 6:15. Already given almost continuously. I'm giving this information to all of you know. So please take this information here. Right. Next one is, then after that, by having this kind of thought, Sun Microsystems was given name for our new programming language is like which one? Java. So now Java is a programming language name. That's okay, good. Then immediately people have started to prepare first product on Java programming language. Sun Microsystems prepared first programming language on the basis of this Java programming language. The first product what Sun Microsystems has prepared, that product is like which one? You know, Star 7. First product was prepared by Sun Microsystems on the basis of the Java Star 7. What is this Star 7 actually? It's a remote controller. Star 7 is which one? Remote controller. This is the first product which was prepared on the basis of Java. Good. Then if you come for this point, Star 7 product here, if you come for this particular point, I'm giving answer to all of you clearly. If you come for this particular point, what is the problem with this Star 7? Almost all Sun Microsystems waited nearly 1.5 years of time, nearly the complete 1993 and up to half of 1994, complete 1993 and up to half of 1994, Sun Microsystems has waited to identify customer for the Star 7. Unfortunately, no customer is identified for the Star 7. No customer is identified for the Star 7, like up to half of the, up to mid of the 1994, no customer is identified for this Star 7. Observe this clearly now. So it was totally failure product. The first product on the basis of Java is a failure product. No customer is identified for this Star 7. Right. In the mid of 1994, what happened there? In the mid of 1994, there is a boom for, like which one? There is a boom for www as part of internet. So in 1994 only, internet era was started in abroad. When we are coming to 2000 and 2001, that internet boom is available at India. But before that, internet era was started in 1994. Answer my point now. A remote controller, just a remote controller I'm telling to you now. Right, sir. In the mid of 1994 only, and boom is available for this www in outside, might be in abroad. Answer my point here. Then immediately people are thinking about it. What is the key component for this www? Why www is getting more demand in outside market? Then immediately people have identified that key component for www is like which one? A browser. Key component for this www is which one? A browser. Then immediately people are thinking about what is browser and how browsers are available. In the mid of 1994, only one browser is existed. In the mid of 1994, only one browser is existed. That browser is like which one? You know, Mosaic. Mosaic is a browser. Only one browser is existed here. We can understand it now. Mosaic as a browser. This Mosaic browser was provided by like which one? Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson, not S4SE. Mark Anderson. So he is the inventor of this Mosaic browser. So how he prepared this Mosaic browser actually? Is actually, who is this person? Mark Anderson actually is an undergraduate student at Illinois University. Is an undergraduate student at Illinois University at Chicago. So for the sake of project work, for the sake of internship program, he went for like Netscape Communications is an organization. And the Netscape Communications, he went for like which one? No, project work. He went for internship program there. So where to prepare this Mosaic browser, he took nearly $6.25 for an hour. Per hour, $6.25 he took to prepare this Mosaic browser. Finally, he invented that Mosaic browser. That browser is very much famous in the mid of 1994. And before 1994 itself, he prepared that Mosaic browser. In the mid of 1994, it is getting much demand. That was a famous browser in the mid of 1994. Good. So Sun Microsystems has observed all these things in outside now. Then in the mid of 1994, when Java first product is like which one failure product, then Sun Microsystems thought of it. Why don't we prepare our own browser in outside market? Why don't we prepare our own browser? Then immediately Sun Microsystems thought of it. Sun Microsystems has given browser responsibility to Jonathan Payne and Patrick Nathan. Jonathan Payne and Patrick Norton, these two members have taken responsibility to prepare which one? New browser. Again, they took nearly 1.5 years of time. 1.5 years of time, then complete remaining half of this 1994, complete 1995. At the end of 1995, at end of 1995, almost in December month of like which one? 1995, December 1995, December month, they prepared a new browser. So browser was prepared and they released that browser to the outside market also. And Sun Microsystems has given name for this new browser is like which one? Oh, Hard Java browser. Hard Java browser. The moment when a Hard Java browser was released there, immediately people are thinking about what is this Hard Java browser, and people are using the Hard Java browser and they satisfied very well. So definitely then people are thinking about it, why this Hard Java browser is available, how Sun Microsystems has prepared this Hard Java browser. Understand it? Now it is successful product. Hard Java browser is successful product. Then people are thinking how it was prepared. What is the base technology to prepare this Hard Java browser? By the time only, Sun Microsystems, by the time only, then all people have identified there is a new programming language which is available with the Sun Microsystems. On the base of that new programming language only, Hard Java browser was prepared. On the base of that new programming language only, Hard Java browser was prepared. That people have understood that. Finally, people are given intimation there. Hard Java browser was prepared on the basis of that new technology, new programming language. That new programming language is which one they know? Java programming language. Java programming language. Then finally, all Sun people, that means all people in outside know, they thought of it. Java is a new programming language which is there at Sun Microsystems. On the basis of that only, Hard Java browser was prepared. Strictly speaking, Hard Java browser was prepared by Sun Microsystems on the basis of applets. Applets is one of the topic inside our Java programming. On the basis of this applets only, Hard Java browser was prepared. So now at present, applets are like outdated topics, no? But in the initial stage, applets are giving boost to Java. Java is getting much demand because of applets at the initial stage. But nowadays, applets are totally outdated. Nobody is using that. But applets are like which one they know? Initial booster for this Java. Right, sir? Because of this applet only, Hard Java browser was prepared. And because of that Hard Java browser only, Java programming language is getting more demand. Now here there is a small confusion for outside. In outside people know, Hard Java browser was released in the December month of 1995. By seeing this Java word here, people are thinking Java first version was released in 1995 December. This is a problem. Outside people are thinking Java programming language, first version of Java was released to the market in 1995 December. People are thinking like this. No, it is not like this. The first version of Java was released in 1996 January 23rd. The very first version of Java was released in 1996 January 23rd. All of you observe this clearly now. So now anyway, then Hard Java browser was released in December month of 1995. Then after getting demand for this Java programming language in outside, Sun Microsystems thought of it. Sun Microsystems wants to release the Java programming language in outside market. By that, they set the date like which one here? 1996 January 23rd. January 23rd, officially they released first version of the Java. Then what is that first version of the Java here? We can understand it clearly now. With the JDK 1.0 version, the very first version of the Java was released to the market. JDK 1.0 version, first version of Java is released. Then after that, after the first version released there in 1998, in 1998 or 1997 might be like 1.1 version is released. 1998 might be 2000. 2.x version is released. From that point onwards, every 3 years or every 2 years or every 4 years of time, automatically a newer version is released, guys. It's going on continuously. It is going on there. Newer versions are released. As of now, at present, what is the latest version of the Java, guys? Now tell me, what was the latest version of the Java? Any idea? What is the latest version of the Java? Oh, latest version of the Java is like which one? Right, sir. Java 14 version. But another latest version is Java 14.2 0, that means 01 or 1, 14.1 here we are getting it. That was the latest version of the Java. This was released 30th March, sorry, 30th April. And 30th April, this was released. I think so. 14.1. 14th version was released on March 28th. March 28th, that 14.0 was released. 14.1 here we are getting 30th April. I think so. Little bit awareness here I'm telling you. Or otherwise, just I can give that exact version of Java there. Latest version of the Java here we released it there. I installed already that latest version. Just wait 1 minute of time. 14.0.1. guys. Right, so now 14.0.1 Java hyphen version here we are able to get the date also. 14.0.1 here we are getting this is the date. Not even 30th, no, then that was like which one, 14th 4 2020, 14th 4 2020, and 4 is a month name, and this is like which one, you know, like right guys. Now observe this clearly. Then what is that another point here I'm telling to you? All of you observe carefully. OpenJDK here I'm telling to you. Right, sir. So this is the date, guys. Now observe this clearly. So then 14th 4 2020, this is the date what we are getting. And other thing is like which one, up to Java 6 version, Java was provided by, up to Java 6 version, Java was provided by Sun Microsystems. Understand guys what I'm telling you, know? Up to Java 6 version, Java was provided by Sun Microsystems. But right from Java 7 version, strictly some updations of Java 6 onwards, Java 6.45 or 40th updation onwards, Java was take over by, that means Java is maintained by Oracle Corporation. Then altogether what I am telling you, know, Java 7 version onwards, roughly Java 7 version onwards, Java maintenance is available with Oracle. Oracle is responsible for Java. But previously, Sun Microsystems has maintained that Java. After this clearly. I think so. Now, hard Java browser, I think so, might not be provided by the Sun Microsystems or maybe Oracle Corporation, but initially it is available. But at present, that browser, I think so, it may not be existed. Understand my point? It may not be existed at present, but it may be exist at initial stage now. Initial stage, it has given some service now, but now I think so. Then they have not provided that. Right, guys. Now this is the total awareness here we can understand about like which one, that versions information and which version of the Java, then who is maintaining this Java, and all these things here we are able to observe clearly. Right, guys. Now totally this is a somewhat history, somewhat story about background story of Java programming language. Guys, all of you are getting clarity on this background story. But development. No interview will ask questions on the basis of this Java history, and no project work is going on with the Java history. That's it. Guys, now please check once. All of you get my voice on screen now. Please check once. All of you get my voice on screen. Right. Right, sir. That's okay. Fine. Now, apart from this, then what next one here? This is total awareness on like which one, Java history. This is the first topic in our introduction part. Just this topic I given only for information purpose, not for another one. Just I want to give some information. That's it. Just I want to transfer some information. Further purpose only I discussed about this topic, but no interview is going on the basis of this. Nothing else is going on the basis of this one. Understand it clearly now. Right, sir. Next one is, after completion of this one, then let us come for this next topic. That would be like which one here? Differences between Java and others. Differences between like which one, Java and others. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now, if we come for the differences between Java and others, exactly 9 differences here I prepared. Overall, 9 differences here I prepared. These 9 differences are important, little bit important there. Maybe some interview questions we are able to get from these 9 differences. So here we have to put concentration on these 9 differences now. Right, sir. Our technical concepts I'm going to be start today onwards with this particular one. So first one, very first difference here I'm telling to you, C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is dynamic programming language. C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is dynamic programming language. That's it. Yeah. Good. Now, before going to start this, C and C++ are static and Java is dynamic. Before this, I'd like to ask some few questions to all of you. Try to answer for this. As I'm asking one question to all of you, try to answer for this question. For example, this is my C program. C program file. C file extension is .c. There we are able to provide like which one? A set of finish sections. A set of finish sections can be provided. Good. Why, sir? Why we are writing the C program there? What is the need of writing the C program? Simply to get outputs. To perform an action or to get some outputs, here we are preparing the C program. If you want to generate some outputs from C program, if you want to generate outputs from the C program, first we have to execute the C program. First we have to execute C program. How, sir? How we are able to execute the C program here? Execution must be performed. All of you listen carefully. Who will execute our C programs now? C engine. All of you listen carefully. C programs are executed by an engine called as a C engine. Listen carefully. C++ programs are executed by an engine called as C++ engine. Similarly, Java programs are executed by an engine called as Java engine. Java engine is also be called as which one? JVM. Java engine is also be called as JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Understand it? Similarly, Python programs are executed by an engine called as Python engine. Python engine is also be called as which one? PVM. That means Python Virtual Machine. JVM for Java programs execution, PVM for Python programs execution. Listen, guys, all of you observe this clearly. That's okay, good. Right. Now, what happened there? When we prepared a program, that means when we prepare a C program, in the sense, in which level we provided this program there? Come on, guys, understand it now. C program we prepared, in which level, in which representation actually? High level representation. High level representation. In high level language only we used to write our programs. High level language is nothing but which one? Human being understandable representation. That means our representation, our understandable representation. Developer understandable representation. That is like which one? High level representation. Guys, observe this clearly. This is exactly like which one? High level representation. Next one is this high level representation is understandable to the human being, but it is not understandable to the machine language. That means engine, C engine. Say for example, if you execute the C program, if I give the C program to like which one there? C engine, then C engine has to execute that and it has to generate some outputs. But in fact, what happened there? When we submit this C program to the C engine will not execute that program. C engine will not execute that program directly. Why C engine is not executing that program directly? Why C engine is not executing that program directly? This is a question. For this question, answer is very clear. C engine is a mission. It is expecting that programming in the form of mission language. It is expecting that representation in the form of like which one? Mission representation, mission language representation. Mission language representation is nothing but like which one? No, low level representation. Low level representation. Mission language representation is nothing but which one? Low level representation. As Advait is clear. Mission representation, mission language representation in the sense which one? Low level representation. High level representation, for example, I'm telling to you, high level representation in the sense, say for example, you may declare int I is equal to 10 semicolon. But if you come for this mission representation, that means low level representation, no. So everything is available in the form of zeros and ones only. All of you observe this clearly. So this is required by C engine, but here we are providing this representation to C engine. So when we provide this C program to C engine directly, high level representation, it unable to execute that, it unable to understand that, it is expecting that low level representation. So because of that reason, our program will not be executed. Right, sir, exactly. In this particular situation, what we have to do now? In this particular situation, what we have to do? So we need some conversion mechanisms. We need some conversion mechanisms to convert our program from high level representation to low level representation. Then we are able to execute our program. So now, then immediately we want to go for some conversions. Some translation process here is required. Some conversion mechanism is required. So here we have taken some translator. We will take some translator here. So to this translator, we will provide like which one can know? To the translation mechanism, we are providing this high level program there to this translation. Now this translation mechanism is able to convert program from high level representation to low level representation. It able to provide translation from high level representation to low level representation. This low level represent, this is exactly like which one can know? Low level representation. That means mission language. Low level representation. When low level representation is available, then where we are able to see the code in the form of like which one can know? Zeros and ones. The total program is available in the form of like which one can know? Zeros and ones. All of you observe this clearly. The total program is available in the form of like which one can know? Low level representation. Everybody understand my point here? Low level representation here we are able to get. Right, sir. That's okay, good. Whenever we are getting this low level representation, this low level represented program, if we give to this execution process there, then execution process will execute it. Why? Because this C engine is also expecting the same low level representation. So this program will be executed. After executing this program here, we are able to get like which one? No, output here we are getting. Observe this clearly. So this total low level representation is provided in the form of a separate file. That file is nothing but like which one? No, .exe file. The total low level representation which is executed by, which is executable to C engine, the total code is provided in the form of a separate file. That file is called as which one? .exe file. Good. Here we are using a mechanism, a process we are using there to convert our code from high level representation to low level representation. Now this mechanism, this process is called as like which one? No, compilation. The translation is performed by which one? No, compilation. Guys, observe this clearly. Compilation. Good. Guys, now I'm asking one question to all of you. Try to answer for it. All of you answer for my question there. Now tell me what exactly the purpose of compilation here in this context. No, in this particular diagram, what is the purpose of this compilation? Now tell me. I'm asking this question to all of you guys. Now you have to respond for me now. What exactly the purpose of this compilation? So what is that first reason here? What I have given there? Now tell me no. In this particular situation, right, sir? So what is the purpose of this compilation? To translate program from high level representation to translate program from high level representation to low level representation. To translate program from high level representation to low level representation. To translate program from high level representation to low level representation, we have to go for like which one? No, compilation. This is one reason. To translate program from high level representation to low level representation, this is called as like which one? Compilation. And second one is like which one? After that, second thing, all of you observe this clear. The second thing is like which one? No. See, then who has written this C program? Actually, human being, developer. Developer is nothing but which one? Human being. Human being has written that program there. All of you observe this clear. So when a human being has written the C program, definitely some mistakes are going on. Definitely some problems are going on. Some violations are going on. Some C rules and regulations are violated in the program. But having mistakes is not the problem here. Having some mistakes in our program is not the mistake from developer. But without checking mistakes, no, executing that program, sending that program to the C engine is a problem. So that's why here what we have to do before going to execute that program there. First, we have to check whether mistakes are available or not. Developer committed errors are available or not. Developer committed mistakes are available. Which one? Compilation. So the second purpose of this compilation is which one? To check developers mistakes. Developers mistakes in programs. We have to perform which one? No, compilation. Come on, guys. Now, two things here I'm telling to you clearly. Two questions here I'm asking to all of you know. What exactly the responsibilities of the compilation in our programming languages? No, compilation or compiler, whatever it may be. What exactly the job of the compilation? Now tell me, what is the need of the compilation? Because of two reasons. One is like which one? Translating program from high level representation to low level representation. Second one is which one? Checking developers mistakes in our program. Checking developer mistakes in our program and translating program from high level representation to low level representation. For this particular reason, why we have to go for like which one? No, compilation. This is the purpose of like which one? Compilation. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my points or not? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my points or not? So to translate program from high level representation to low level representation and to check developers mistakes in our programs, there we have to go for like which one? No, compilation. This is what exactly the purpose of compilation. Good. Right, sir. Whenever we perform this compilation, we are able to get the .exe file. When we are getting the .exe file and we execute, when we send to the C engine is able to execute the .exe file and it is able to provide some output directly. That's it. This is the total awareness on like which one? No, the compilation process and the execution process. Right, sir. Right, sir. To check developers' mistakes in programs. That's it. For that purpose, here we have to go for like which one? Compilation. This is the process here we can understand. Guys, now all of you observe carefully. The time when we perform compilation is called as compilation time. The time when we perform compilation is called as compilation time. The time when we perform compilation is also be called as static time. Don't think about general meaning of static, no. Like static is different. The general meaning is different, but in the technically we have to understand, especially with respect to Java and its correlated technologies. Understand it, no. The time when we perform compilation, is called as like which one? Static time. The time when we perform this compilation is also be called as which one? Compilation time. Right, sir. Understand this point, guys. Low level to high level conversions are possible. Might be some other translators are existed, no, but a translator which is available to convert our program from high level to low level, that only we require here. Low level to high level, just think of it like which one here? Decompilers are available in outside. Which compilers are available? Decompilers, softwares are existed. Decompilers are available. Compilation, compiler or compilation, source code to like bytecode, that means binary code. Decompiler responsibility is which one? Bytecode, that means binary code to source code. So low level to high level only. Decompilers are available outside. So by using that, we can convert reverse way also. That's okay, good. That is different. Right, sir. The time when we perform compilation is called as compilation time. The time when we perform compilation is also be called as which one? Static time. Similarly, the time when we perform execution is called as dynamic time. The time when we execute our program is also be called as like which one? Runtime or execution time. All these are similar words only. Dynamic time, runtime or execution time, all are related to which one? Running our Java program, that means C program, executing our program. Static time, compilation time, and all these things are related to which one? No, compilation of our program. Yes, guys. Now onwards, remember this one. Whenever I'm talking about static time, think of it. It's the compilation time. Whenever I'm thinking about this runtime or dynamic time, here we can think of it like which one there now is the execution time. That's it. So here static time in the sense just is the terminology, not more than that. When we are performing compilation, that means before execution. Meaning is before execution. Static in the sense which one? Before execution. That's why we may call it as which one? Static time. While executing our program, that is called as like which one? No, runtime. That's okay, good. Right, guys. Now this is the point here we have to understand about like which one? Execution. Good. Guys, all of you observe this clearly. All of you observe this. One more question here I'm telling to you. Here itself I'm asking one question to all of you guys. Now all of you observe this clearly. Int I is equal to 10 now. Tell me guys, I'm asking this question to all of you. What is this int? What is this int? Now tell me. Int, integer or data type, integer, numeric value. Good, fine. Different values. All of your answers are right. Good. Now that's okay, fine. Now tell me guys, I'm asking this question also. I variable type is which one? I variable is of which type? Come on guys, I'm asking this question to all of you. I variable is of which type? No? Integer type. I variable is of which type? No? Integer type. Okay, good. Tell me which value will be stored in I variable? Which value is stored in I variable? Which value is stored in I variable? Integer value. Then as per our declaration point, no, 10 value is stored inside this I variable. 10 value is stored inside this I variable. That's okay, good. Now listen, answer for my question now. To store 10 value, how much memory will be allocated? No? Come on guys, now answer for my question. To store 10 value, how much memory will be allocated? How much memory will be allocated? How much memory will be allocated? Please, all of you respond for my question. How much memory will be allocated? Right. Say for example, some people are saying and 2 bytes, some people are saying 4 bytes, some people are saying 10 bytes. Okay, 10 is a value, but how much memory? How many number of bytes are allocated? That's my question. Good. All of your answers are right. But anyway, you have given that answer maybe 2 bytes or 4 bytes or maybe 8 bytes, whatever it may be, something else good. But on the basis of int only we specified or not? Come on guys, how you specified 2 bytes of memory for I? How we specify 4 bytes of memory for I? On the basis of like which one, you know, integer data. On the basis of this int data type only, you said 2 bytes of memory. It means that finally what I am telling to you, for data types memory will be allocated or not? For data types memory will be allocated or not? That means for I variable memory is allocated or not? So for data, that means I variable integer type or whatever it may be, and float type or long type, whatever it may be, for the variables memory will be allocated or not? That means for primitive data types, memory will be allocated or not? This point is sufficient now at present here. The point is like which one? Memory will be allocated for the variables on the basis of the data types. Memory must be allocated for the variables on the basis of which one? No, data types only. So definitely in every programming language, memory will be allocated for the variables for the data types on the basis of the data type. So here int, long, float, double, all these are which data types now? Primitive data types. All these are which data types now? Primitive data types. Good guys, observe this clearly now. For all the variables on the basis of the data types, memory will be allocated. Now coming to the conclusion, I'm going to give very good conclusion to all of you guys. Please, all of you understand this conclusion. My conclusion is, listen carefully. If any programming language is providing memory allocation, if any programming language is providing memory allocation for the primitive data, if any programming language is providing memory allocation for the primitive data, why I'm taking primitive data? That memory allocation for primitive data is a default memory allocation. Memory allocation for primitive data is a default memory allocation. So if any programming language is allowing memory allocation for the primitive data at a compilation time, then that memory allocation is called as static memory allocation. If any programming language allows memory allocation for the primitive data at a compilation time, at a static time, then that memory allocation is called as like which one? No, static memory allocation. Come on, guys, understand my point. Similarly, if any programming language allows memory allocation for primitive data, why I'm taking, no, it's a default memory allocation. Primitive data memory allocation is a default memory allocation. So if any programming language allows memory allocation for primitive data at runtime, then that memory allocation is called as like which one? No, dynamic memory allocation. This memory allocation is also be called as which one? No, dynamic memory allocation. Guys, two types of memory allocations are available. Now tell me, first one is a static memory allocation. Second one is like which one? No, dynamic memory allocation. All of you observe this clearly. Now tell me, can you tell me what is static memory allocation? What is static memory allocation? If the memory allocation is going on for the primitive data at the compilation time, that memory allocation is called a static memory allocation. If the memory allocation is going on for the primitive data at a runtime, at execution time, then that memory allocation is called as like which one? No, dynamic memory allocation. Right, sir? Static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation. Good. All of you listen carefully. One more point I'm telling you, if any programming language is following static memory allocation, if any programming language is following static memory allocation, then that programming language is called as static programming language. If any programming language is following static memory allocation, then that programming language is called as which one? Static programming language. Similarly, if any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, if any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, that programming language is called as like which one? No, dynamic programming language. Guys, all of you observe this clearly, no? If any programming language is following static memory allocation, then it is called as static programming language. If any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, then it is called as like which one? No, dynamic programming language. Come on, guys. Now I'm asking this question to you. Our difference is also be like which one can know? If you observe our notepad here, what is our difference actually? Listen, all of you know what is our difference actually? C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is which one? No, dynamic programming language. Now here we are able to provide the point now. C and C++ are, listen, I'm giving conclusions now. C and C++ are static programming languages. C and C++ are static programming languages. Why? Because C and C++ are allowing memory allocation for primitive data at the compilation time. C and C++ are allowing memory allocation for primitive data at the compilation time. Then that programming language, then C and C++ are like which one? No, static programming languages. Simple reason. C and C++ are allowing static programming language. Why? Because C and C++ are allowing memory allocation for primitive data at a compilation time. That's why they are nothing but which one? No, static programming languages. Observe guys, what I'm telling you. That's okay. But what about the next one? What about this Java? Java is a dynamic programming language. How can you say Java is a dynamic programming language? Why? Because Java allows memory allocation for primitive data. Java allows memory allocation for primitive data at the runtime, not at compilation time. Java is a dynamic programming language. Why? Because Java allows memory allocation for primitive data at runtime. So Java is like which one? A dynamic programming language. That's it. Not more than that. If any programming language allows memory allocation at compilation time, that means static memory allocation, that programming language is called a static programming language. If any programming language allows memory allocation for the primitive data at runtime, then that programming language is called as which one? No, dynamic programming language. Examples for static programming languages are C and C++. Examples for dynamic programming languages are which one? No, Java. Java is an example for dynamic programming language. Guys, all of you are getting clarity or not? What exactly the points I said to you clearly? Good, sir. Now this is like which one, static and dynamic programming languages. Good. This part is completed. Now coming to the second point, second difference. Preprocessor is required in C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. Preprocessor is required in C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. Guys, anyway, it may take some time. Can I discuss this topic in tomorrow? It may take hardly 40 minutes of time I require to complete this preprocessor part completely. So can I discuss this topic on tomorrow? The time may not be sufficient. Even for giving definitions also time may not be sufficient. So tomorrow I will discuss about this content, guys. Then try to attend for the tomorrow session. I'll get more content. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. And tomorrow we will see the remaining part, continuation of this topic. Good. Thank you. Thanks a lot. That class timing maybe after 2 weeks of time, maybe we can expect it from now onwards exactly after 1 week of time, maybe 1 week to 10 days of time. I will change this timing also. Time IST, as per IST, I'm giving the timing schedule. No. Then 6:15 to 7:30, I will take these sessions in the future. Yeah, definitely. I will share all these documents, guys. No need to worry for this. Whatever the things here I'm going to provide there, I'll provide all these documents to you. Just I'm going to share this document also clearly. And like which one here, Java 7 DPM, right? And static versus dynamic. I'll share this within 1 or 2 days of time. I will prepare a channel to share the documents and all. Just I will share regular classroom notes also. Not to worry for that. Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Mayuri ma'am. Thanks. So that morning batches are not at schedule, sir. Then maybe when we are going to schedule it, just we have to check the timing there, and we have to. It may take some time anyway, and after that we will get it. So next week a new batch in the sense, and maybe there may be a chance. There may be a chance. Just we'll check the possibility. Yeah. Advanced Java will start maybe after 15 to 20 days of time. Definitely. Then at 7:30 it was confirmed there Advanced Java. By the time and all core Java people are having some awareness there, might be we'll move on to some topics there at 6:15. So after 15 to 20 days of time, when I change this time to 6:15, at 7:30 time I will start. I will start this Advanced Java. Yeah. So no. Then this timing is this timing change is fixed maximum. Maybe at 6:15 to 7 this one. Maybe in the future I may start new batches there at morning time. Then if time is not possible this time here at evening time, just we can think of it at morning batches also. But I'll use schedule for it when I'm going to start morning batch. Pre-recorded videos in the sense at least they are like which one previous batches videos only. But online sessions in the sense at present classes, at present technology. If any new points are updated there, then I'm going to discuss about these new points in the live sessions. But if you take the pre-recorded videos, no, it may be, may not be. To start advanced Java, the core Java basics are required. Basics are sufficient, not required to go for the complete. Yeah, Vasim Akram, no problem. Will not get any problem here. Even my English is also not much good. Then the simple English only myself also I'm using that. Don't worry for that. Gradually we are able. Just we are at very starting point. Nothing has started. Just I given basics only. But once if we complete this point one by one, automatically we are able to get it. Don't worry for this. Yeah, ma'am. Then I will actually then during this lockdown and all people are not at a time, not at a place. No, within 1 or 2 days of time you will get the document. Sure, Mayuri ma'am. Just I will talk with my admin people there. They will share to you. No problem. Okay, guys. That's